Good morning to you, our audience. Ted and Ed TV channel welcome each of you to our weekly Saturday broadcast where we give insightful views on economic, political, world, and environmental issues concerning how money connects those matters. Our hosts, Mr. Ted Harvey Sr. and Mr. Edward Bishop III, are now taking each of you into our world of money and its value, along with the evils that come from the greed of hoarding financial power. He that controls the gold controls the important decisions in this world.
Happy birthday, man.
I came. Thank you. Everybody having me. It's my birthday today. So you must, what we're doing must be very, very important because I took my birthday and said I'm gonna keep doing what we are doing out here to get this news out because I'm pissed, man, and at these folks. I am upset at these media folks that's sitting around here blaming them Democrats because Kamala lost. Nobody wants to sit there and look what happened in the face and be truthful about it. As you can see, the media is all screwed up. They been bought by these billionaires and stuff, and can't nobody open their mouth and tell the truth. And I've been looking at each one of my news publications popping up. Well, the Democrats did this wrong. They did that wrong. They did this wrong, and they did this wrong. Man, they didn't do nothing, not crap. It was sheer racism that caused this stuff to happen like this. Why that woman there, Kamala did not win, and everybody knows it. So tell the truth, people. Tell the truth.
Oh, you know what they're saying now.
Yeah, you rather see a criminal sitting in the White House than a black woman. That is nothing but racism. And
let me just put this 2 cents in.
Go ahead.
Before you go off. They said the reason why the white women voted, the son was over there, the daughter was over there with the father. Say, I'm gonna vote for you. And the mama was with her son and said, I'm gonna vote for you because I don't want you to be coming out some transvestite or some gay person. That's what they're saying now.
Wait a minute.
Their sons.
Repeat that again now. You got to be a little bit more clear, man. You done lost me here about
the white women voted for Trump because they didn't want their sons to be LGBTQ. And they was looking, they want opportunities for their sons because of DEI and all that stuff. The white women.
But that still doesn't make any sense unless they got to be the most stupidest people in the world, because instead of having that, they want to let their sons have a criminal to be their role model. Is that what it is? They want a criminal to be their role model, a 34 count felon, a women abuser to be their role model. That's what they want they boys to see. That got to be the craziest thing in the world. And whoever said that and whoever opened their mouth and said that stuff, they just
Hey, it's gonna be a big divide in this nation, bro.
It's already a big divide. It's just gotten uglier. That's
even
all.
Worse.
Yeah, it just got uglier. It's got uglier, and it has. Maybe a lot of the folks out there have opened their minds and as to what's going on and realize that if we want to keep this place and this country the way we want to see it, you're going to have to fight for it. You're going to have to open your mouth and you're going to have to get out there and you're going to have to fight for it. And that's the only way it's going to happen, because they have a criminal enterprise getting ready to engulf the White House. And I'm saying a criminal enterprise because these folks is planning on going in there and stealing money and doing everything they can.
They've been doing that already, but it's gonna be even worse now.
It's gonna be, man. They done opened their bank up. They done put the foxes in charge of the hen house. Oh man. Well, that was my first thing, man, and I'm gonna be talking about this for a while and stuff about how they the media is so obsessed with this whole crazy crap. Oh man. Hate, racist hate, racism is ugly, but nothing we can do about it. And the fact that these folks out there, and I heard you the other day talking about you not going to be listening to MSNBC, CNN, none of them folks because you mad as heck at them and fucking all of them because they are being bought and they are not telling the truth to the American people. So it has become very, very, very important for these little small folks and stuff out here to get out and speak the truth, and hopefully that we can get our audience and stuff to see what the heck is going on out there and keep them informed. So we're going to keep doing our thing, people. No matter what, we're going to keep doing our thing because this is the only
person out there that's going to speak truth to power is Joy. And she's limited. She's limited.
Well, we promise to keep telling the truth and being as unbiased as we can and to give the truth to the folks and not lie to them. And tell the honest truth, man, because I'm telling you, man, I was just upset last night when I was reading this stuff at all these publications sitting out here telling the Democrats that they did this wrong and they did that wrong and what they plan on doing about it and how they're going to change and throwing Biden under the bus and everybody else under the bus. That man, they do nothing wrong. I don't know what's going on with them and why they want to blame him for it. Kamala didn't do anything wrong. She did the best she could. She presented to them an intelligent individual. She presented to them someone who is educated. She presented to them someone who is honest and going to tell the truth. She presented to them a plan to help to equalize this disparity in the income and bring some of those folks and stuff who were sitting down on the bottom and starving to death and having a problem trying to deal with this, what's going on in this country, and bring them back up. And those rich folks took advantage of the racism in this country, and they put a felon up there in the White House. The fox is in the hen house. He getting ready to eat up all the chickens. We ain't gonna have nothing to eat. Oh man.
So the red hats is not a brown, the brown shirts is not a red hats.
We're gonna make it through this, Ted. I don't know if I'm gonna be around, be living it long enough to do it, but I believe that this country, if they are true to their form and they are committed to doing what they need to do and stuff to at least try to straighten out these crooked ways that's going on and shining some light on these dark corners and stuff, because that's where they're going to do what they bidding. And my wife told me last night something, man, that I said, because I don't listen to those folks on the news. I don't, but she does. That they done already announced that they're getting ready to deport 2 million people and lock them up, whatever. I said, oh my God. Thinking contracts. And we talked about that yesterday. They're getting buses and stuff and everything to get them out. They say they even got the prisons, the private prisons, prison people and stuff who control the prisons to make some room for them. They're going to lock them up first and then they're going to deport them. Oh, man.
Hey, they're going to put them in a private prison so that they can make some money.
Right. And make some money.
For a couple of years and then they'll deport them.
and they're gonna deport them. Lock them up and then deport them.
Cause then they get more government money.
Absolutely. They looking
You
at
know,
they're looking at pretty close to $1 trillion coming into their pockets. So the private prison industry, their stock is shot up. As soon as he said it, they stock shot up. Yeah.
and
And
I
I
know
know,
you laughing because you keep from crying.
yeah, you have to, because I know, and all them folks who sitting out there who think that they citizens of this country now because they done did what they had to do, or they came in legal or whatever, they kidding you too. Because if they pulling in 2 million people, at least 10-15% of them are gonna be folks who probably are legal residents of this country, but they're gonna lock them up too with them. Because guess what? They're gonna have to figure out how they're gonna pay for an attorney so they can go to court and get them out. But
And you remember back in the slavery days, you had to have your papers.
after your papers on you,
You a free man? Yes, sir.
yes,
Here's
sir.
my papers.
And with free men, my papers, they got to start having them now. They got to have something in their hand, and then a lot of times they gonna still arrest them. Oh, this stuff look like this is fake. You made this up. Let me lock you up until we can find out if this stuff is true.
But next thing you know, 2 years have passed by.
Yeah, 2 years have passed because they trying to figure it. They trying to prove that they are legal residents of this country. And then by then, if they're on a visa, their visa done expired. And they gonna throw them out anyway. Oh man.
Well, the thing is that these Latinos are selfish, Hispanics, because a lot of people came over here the right way that were Hispanics. Some of them came over here and then they got amnesty, and so therefore that made them citizens. But they have forgotten how tough it was in those countries that they left.
Mm-hmm. They got
and
comfortable.
These people come over here looking for a better life. Now, do I think it's right for them to do it illegally? No, it's not right. I mean, you're supposed to do it the right way. However, and I'm talking about for 30 years, they've been allowing these people to come here. Now, they say 12 to 13 million people, but I beg the difference. I'm saying it's about 40 million. That's just my opinion, because they don't even document those people. They have undocumented farm workers. Undocumented farm workers, brothers, doing all that work. They don't count them. So, and there's millions of them. They go all across the country. They go from one state to the next state. That's their lifestyle. But it's better than being in their country. Obviously, it must be. They have whole families that just move. I mean, I can't tell you, even right here in Florida, there'd be so many vans full of Hispanic people. Vans full, bro, going to these different fields. They ain't working for the farmers. They're working for whoever the boss man is, and the boss man pay him, and then he paid the Hispanic people. So his hands is clean. He don't know if they're legal or not legal. All he knows is fruit is getting picked.
Well, let's not get too comfortable ourselves either, because the old most predators, and they are predators, they pick up the weak and the low-lying fruit. But don't be a fool and stuff that they're not gonna try to head up that food chain and deal with some other folks and stuff at the same time. So we need to be aware of what the heck's going on also. And yes, they are. He planned on doing this, and guess what? Ain't nobody gonna say nothing. They're not gonna open their mouth. They're gonna allow him to do this. They're not gonna say nothing. They're gonna allow him to do it. Nobody is going to say a word because he already done said, well, I told him this is what I'm going to do and everything, and I'm going to do it. This is what the American people want. That's why they put me in office. That's what they want. They want them out of this country. And he's right. They want him out. So as these folks are being locked up and they've been putting in things, and you're going to hear a whole lot of folks sitting around there crying and have this a morality issue and stuff going on. Let's not be aware that once he gets rid of all of them, who's next? Who's next? Who's next? Because he's committed and stuff to keeping money in their pockets and to get rid of all the folks and everything who he don't like. And he had already said that.
Well, number one, you're gonna get rid of a lot of. You got probably about maybe 4 or 5 million Haitians here in this country, if not more, and they're married to Americans. They've already said they're going to try to pass the bill that even if your kids were born here, they got to leave too. They're not Americans.
Mm-hmm.
And what you're saying is, as far as, you know, we know that Haitians are black.
Mm-hmm.
All they know, they see a black person, they don't even know who they're picking up.
Mm-hmm.
They think you Haitian.
So we're gonna
Or African.
so our passports are gonna be very, very important to keep on our person. Very important to keep on our person, because I just said it. They're not gonna just get them. They're gonna pick up some other low-lying fruit also off that tree.
Here's the deal, what they're doing with the passports. This is what they're doing with the passports. Passports have to be done online now.
Not all of them. They haven't. It's not set up to do it completely online yet. They got trial stuff going on, and the reason why I know about it, Ted, because I tried to do my passport, re-up it. I tried to renew it, and it's my passport has expired, and I wanted to renew it because my wife and I were thinking about leaving out of the country, and that's when I found out that they're only doing so many and stuff online, and they're each quarter, each whatever, they're increasing the amount of people that they're allowed to do their passports. And if your passport, it's for 10 years, but if your passport has expired more than a year past that 10 years, you still got to go in and renew your passport and bring your birth certificate and everything and stuff along with it, even though you do have your old passport. I finally found my old passport, and it's more than 15 years old, so it's way past that time, so I can't even renew mine and stuff online. I have to go into the post office or to the State Department's centers and stuff and everything to do my passports and bring my pictures and stuff in there with me. So, and they're not letting everybody do it. They're only letting so many, but they're getting more and more and more people because the system and stuff and everything, they're making sure that everything is right and is set up right, that they are able to accurately and stuff give people passports and stuff who do these passports. So I think me and my wife, we're going to make a special effort now to get our passport renewed and keep it on our person, because hey, I was born here, my parents were born here, and they were probably brought. Some of my foreparents were probably brought over here on the boat. So my blood comes from way, way, way back, even before some of them had got here. So now that you have said that, Ted, what about his son?
What about his wife?
What about his wife? Yeah. What about his wife and her parents? They're gonna make a special because he's the president. He's the president's son. He gonna have some special special needs and stuff in to be here. He's special, so they can't bother him. He's the president's son, so he's special. So they gonna make an exemption for him.
Oh, they always make provisions for these oligarchies and millionaires, billionaires, the ones that's politically connected. All of that, there's going to be exceptions. See, the average Joe Blow is just going to be
He gonna
out
be
there
thrown
by
out.
himself.
He out. He can't. He don't have enough money to get no special uh, special clearance and stuff to stay here. But the rest of
And
them,
no
if they
matter
got
if
some
you've been
money
here
or
for,
they got some power, they're gonna get
it's
special clearance for them.
there's so many of them that's been here for over 30 years and still undocumented. It's just ridiculous. It's millions of them, bro. Million, and I ain't even just talking about the Latinos or Hispanics. I'm talking about European people. What they're gonna do about these dual citizenships in Canada? That's millions of Canadians here. Australians.
There we go. They got a whole list of folks here. They got more than 2 million people already here. We done accounted for hell about 10 or 15 million folks now.
I'm telling you, bro. I mean, people don't really.
He gonna do a bit better job than Hitler did. Hitler only got 6 million. So he's looking at double that number.
They're gonna do more than that, because here's the thing: a lot of these people will be able to self-deport, because here in Florida, hundreds of thousands of Hispanic workers left the state. They don't even have people. They're short of people picking their fruit. They're short, bro. Because number one, they're scared. A lot of them are working in construction. They was out building these homes and stuff. A lot of them, they work together and they build roofs. They have maybe 10 people on a roof.
Understand this, Ted, that there's a plan afoot. Now, we just heard all the private prisons owners and stuff out there are celebrating because their stock and everything went up and they got all of that. Well, guess what? If you got a private prison in Florida, or 2 or 3 of them there in Florida, and you done loaded that place up with those illegal folks, what's stopping these private folks to send them prisoners out to work the fields?
Hello. You just said it. I didn't want to say it, but you said it.
Hey, man,
you got California,
you got to say it, man. They're gonna build them prisons right close around there, and they're gonna hire them out, and all these farmers are gonna get some free labor, almost free labor, and the owner of the prison, they're gonna be paying them for their prisoners, and they're gonna give the prisoners maybe an extra meal. Yeah, $1 a day, and they got free labor to coming out there and working them fields.
They in California, we did a story on that. In California, they was allowing fire prisoners to come out to be fire workers.
Yeah,
and they gave them $1 a day. Yes, and I guess they got good time, and then they'll let them out.
They got a ready-made workforce that out there gonna do anything.
Lord have mercy.
Oh man,
This right here is like,
Hey man, you talking about making some money. They gonna be picking the fruits and everything off the trees, and at night they're gonna lock them back up, come back out in the daytime, pick the fruit and everything, go lock them back up again.
and you know, they already using prisoners for customer service, you know.
Right. They doing, and down here in the South, man, they got prisoners out there on the side, working on the side of the road, picking up garbage and everything on the side of the road. They got a ready-made cheap workforce here. We're gonna be better than China. We're gonna beat China.
Well, see, here's the thing. Now China is moving up in GDP, right?
Mhm.
But we got like 24 trillion of GDP. China is about 18 to 20 trillion. And that's the race. How much money can we generate? Well, because they got that Brett's, what they call Brett's, that's gonna sort of kind of cut back on some of our GDP. So next thing you know, because you got to figure out, well, where is the money going to come from? Because number one, VP Harris has introduced a flow of money of housing and businesses. That would have upped the GDP, but that would have gave self-sustaining power to the middle class or the working class. Because I saw a vision, bro. I say there's going to be millions of classes, hundreds of classes of teaching people how to start a business, what kind of business you want, and all of that, all across the country. And you know, you talking because when Biden was in office, there were more businesses created ever. All kind of business was going up. Restaurants, all kind of little business was going up. Now that's going to stop because the money is not going to be available. He gave out more money to start up businesses and all of that. So I don't know what's going to happen to these people. You know, as far as that goes, you know, that's another story. You know, because we did a story on SBA loans. They're gonna have a special committee of who gets those loans now. And black folk was only getting less than 2% of those guaranteed loans. So what is going to happen? In my opinion, this is what I think is going to happen. And I'm going to throw this out there, and I think this is prevalent. There's a lot of right now venture capitalists, black businesses. Okay, venture capitalists, black business. What they do is they invest in other companies and help them grow their business. And that's the legal way. But I remember when I was a kid, I read this story about Joe Louis and Sugar Ray Robinson. And they was talking about what they did for black people during the 40s.
Mm-hmm.
And what they used to do, they opened up different cities. They would open up a little shop, and they would just give money to people. They'd find out what they needed. Well, I need to just pay my rent, or I need this, I need that. And they would just hand out money. That's why they got trouble with the taxes. They was giving that money out instead of opening up a regular bank or some type of nonprofit to support those people. They were just giving out money, bro. Because you know they was a big time, you know, money makers. You know, they was boxers, and they was making, you know, 10,000, 20,000, 100,000 a fight.
Mm-hmm.
And so they would just hand out money because that's when, you know, money was real money then in the 40s. You know, you give somebody $500, that was big money. You give somebody a couple $1,000, that was big money. And that's why a lot of times we had so many businesses. You remember in Chicago, man, we had so many small
Oh man,
businesses.
yeah, there was uh people were hustling, man. They had hustlers out there.
Yeah.
Everybody had a hustle. And
Cleaners, restaurants,
yeah, most people had a hustle. They had
hat makers.
yes, sir. They had little mom and pop stores there in the neighborhood stores and stuff, man. They would sell all kind of stuff in those stores. They
Yeah.
had hot food, everything you needed and stuff
Yeah.
right there. And they hustle and made their money, but the that criminal element and stuff always stayed there. And it seemed like even right now, that criminal element is just still there. We still gonna have the bosses who gonna be controlling who are the ones who gonna be getting the money. We're gonna have bosses out there who gonna control what the heck gonna happen. So can we get used to doing something like that? Business and stuff have changed. This man gonna get in there and stuff, and whoever pays him the most money, they're gonna get what they need and stuff to be out there working, just like his stepson did. He went out there and his father-in-law became the president, and he went out and sold himself and whatever he could, and people were paying him for access to the White House. He sold access to the White House. They put billions of dollars in him and his daughter's hands and paid off his loans that we have no idea what the heck happened with that $666 million that he owed for that building that he owned there, I think in Philadelphia or somewhere, that he was in debt. And all of a sudden he came out of debt like that because somebody picked it up. And I'm seeing pictures of Putin on our media and stuff out there, and him saying thank you, and he getting ready to show Trump how he became the richest man in the world. And he got his oligarchs running around. They control the money. They decide who's gonna get what, and it's a criminal enterprise.
And here's the thing, though, Ed. Here's the thing. They got such a network, and I believe this is what's happening. They can make these threatening calls to these people, or send, boxes of stuff. It might not all of it get to them, but they do threats. Just like they threatened Georgia in 8 different or 10 different or 30 different places, made people turn around because there was a bomb threat. So the thing is that you got this criminal mechanism to control the masses.
Mm-hmm.
And so the masses have been hoodwinked, bamboozled, and mastermind into what's going on, and we haven't seen nothing yet. This is just this is the beginning, bro.
And that's why it becomes important, Ted, for us to sit up in here and do our show so people will know what's coming up and what's going on. Part of my notes and stuff that I wrote down while I was sitting here waiting for this thing to start was that we're going to have to be totally aware of what the heck going on around us. We got to look what's going to happen in front of us, what happened behind us, what's happening on the side of us, because we don't know where these folks are going to come from and how they are going to navigate what is going to happen here. And evidently, Ted, there are some people and stuff out there who knew that this was getting ready to happen. They had an idea that this was getting ready to happen. And they had a vested interest in for this to happen, because it meant that they were going to be getting money and stuff in their pocket. They were going to continue to be rich people. And now you were seeing all of these billionaires and stuff who are coming out of the woodwork and stuff and saying, let's go. Uh, the money store is open and we're going to continue to pile up on our riches. I'm looking before these 4 years is up and everything that we're going to see men in this country and probably outside this country who going to be worth $1 trillion. They're going to have so much money and so much power that they're going to be untouchable out there.
And the masses is going to be just like little lap dogs.
Absolutely. They're going to be still sitting down there fighting to go to the grocery store and get food and stuff and everything at an exorbitant price because there's nobody who's going to be controlling price gouging and stuff like that. It's not. They're taking the guardrails down. They're talking about messing with the Food and Drug Administration, all that. Get rid of them. We're gonna have to. You get sick if you're gonna be paying some exorbitant amount of money for your medicine and whatever, and hey, they don't care. Nobody out there to help. You can't call anybody up and say, "Hey, man, they charging us $2,000 for a pill that we can get for $20." It can come. It can happen. This can happen. So we need to start getting ready and stuff and everything to find out because it's the floodgates is open for anybody that who want to do any business out there. And those folks and stuff who can't afford it, they're going to be the ones who are going to suffer. That's horrible, Ted. That's horrible. I still think about girlfriend. She was trying to do something right for 100 million people, and over 100 million people and stuff is not going to see that relief that she had promised them. Now the housing is going to come. I believe that housing is going to come because all these folks and stuff, as we've been seeing, Ted, is buying up real estate. They're buying up houses and stuff all in these huge metropolitan areas. They're buying that stuff up and they're putting their stuff out there. And once they buy it up and they put it back on the market and stuff and get paid whatever they want to get paid for it. They're going to build more apartment buildings. They're going to build more homes. They're doing it right here now. Down right all around me, man. They building houses, man, around here. They coming up.
But the thing is,
everybody building.
they're not going to build affordable homes.
Right. There's no affordable homes. Now they're going to build apartment buildings where they can be in, but there's no affordable homes that you're going to get single family. No, the single family homes are going to belong to the wealthy people or the people who in the upper middle class or almost into that
top 10%.
class.
Top 10%.
Yep. If you ain't making $200,000 a year, you are not going to be able to afford a single.
I was told 600.
Could be. So all the people out there who are on these homes and stuff now, we suggest you keep them properties and stuff and everything, and don't sell them.
You better do everything you can to try to keep
everything you can to save them, to keep them. I got some properties out here, and people have been calling me up to it. I'm not selling nothing to nobody. I'm keeping it. I'm keeping my properties. I'll pay my taxes going up, the insurance going up, but I got to keep my properties, man. I can't let them go.
Well, we know the outcome of this mess, and we know all of that.
Mm-hmm. We know some of the things. We know some of the things that's coming to it right now. We don't know everything because after January the 20th, when that rascal gets into that daggone White House and stuff and everything, we think the floodgates open now. They're gonna really start opening up once he gets into that office because right now there's something that is stopping him. He is putting together a team, and Biden is still the president. he is still the president. Now, we can pray that Biden understands that he needs to put things out there and everything to that will slow them down from doing what they plan on doing for a while. I'm hoping that he is going to be doing that because there are some things that he can do to slow them down or whatever he needs to do by executive order. Slow it down. Is he going to do it? I don't know. So far, he hasn't opened his mouth, and we haven't heard a whole lot that he's saying.
Biden is a smart guy, man. He knows how to work with a lot of these Republicans that are real Republicans. So
hopefully he can get them to do that, and that he has still has some control. I won't say control, but he still has influence and stuff with some of the folks in Congress, that they understand that if they want, what kind of system and stuff do they want to have for their children? What kind of system?
Here's the thing, though, Ed. The sad part about it, some of these politicians, you know what they're going to do. They're going to primary him, bro. If any of those Republicans come against him at any time, they're gone in the next 2 years. He'll primary him. Now, sometimes he'll win and sometimes he'll lose. But it looks like they keep electing these knuckleheads and these people that don't care about this country or don't care about the people. I'll put it like that.
Well, that's probably true in some ways, but there are some folks out there who have a lot more power than they're willing to wield. And
look how many resigned, Ed, over the last, when he was in office. Look how many people resigned. I mean, you had the Speaker of the House got out of politics.
Right.
The guy from Wisconsin.
Right.
He was the Speaker of the House, bro. He had just ran for vice president.
And in a way, Ted, when you got a criminal and stuff out there who is known to be a criminal, there are ways and stuff, because eventually some of the folks going to have some morality and stuff inside of them. If they seeing their country and stuff just going to the dogs, which is going to happen, there are going to be some underlying entities and stuff out there who are going to be disrupting what the heck he's doing. And that's one of the things and stuff that I want folks and stuff out to realize. This man had brought this 2016 Bible and stuff up there, but to enact all these daggone things that he wants to do, it is going to take some time. And if there are people out there who have some semblance of morality and stuff, realize that, and just like you said, they could be primaried and stuff, but they can also create roadblocks and stuff that dumb son of a gun doesn't realize is being created.
Well, time will tell.
Yeah, it's and it's there, and we just have to continue. And I'm sure that some of the Democrats and stuff who are still sitting back up there in that daggone Congress and the legislative and stuff and everything would be able to talk to some of those people on the other side of the aisle and realize and stuff that this man is a danger and stuff to their society. He is a danger and stuff there, and we need. And somebody's going to rise up, and it always happens and stuff that somebody rises up and stop that danger. I can even remember and stuff back and when during World War II happened, when Hitler came to power in Germany and stuff, he did not stay in power very long because his own people tried to kill him. They realized that he was messing up, that he was doing these things. And so there was so many efforts and stuff to kill this man. It was horrible. And so he spent a lot of his time trying to deal with his generals and stuff who were they had a movie out called Night of the Long Knives. And in the Night of the Long Knives, there was a whole bunch of generals who had gotten together and this was a true story, and tried to kill that man because they knew he was a threat to the country of Germany. So hopefully we'll find those folks and stuff around there. And I don't envy the criminal in the White House that's going to be in the White House, but he better watch his back, because when you start doing some crazy stuff and everything, there are people who are ready to stab you in the back that you don't know about. And if you notice and stuff, he picked his chief of staff. He's very careful now about his chief of staff. He got this woman who was mild-mannered and meek old lady that he had in the campaign headquarters, and he picked her to be his chief of staff. So he understands that he better get some folks in there with him and that ain't gonna sit there and stab him in the back.
Well, I was just thinking while you was talking, the thing is that I'm gonna switch gears here, and it's off the.
Go ahead.
James Taylor passed, bro.
What do you mean? Explain
James
that.
Taylor.
I know him. Okay, but what?
He passed away.
What?
Yeah.
When?
I guess last night. Stevie Hunter. You know Stevie Hunter.
Yeah, I know Stevie.
Yeah. He posted it on Facebook.
Oh man, my buddy gone.
They're gone, bro.
Oh man, my buddy gone. Oh man, I tell you, this is shoot, man. We might not make it until these 4 years, man. I was just throwing something out there, but I might not be able to see him leave. But shoot, man, I might not. Oh, and since you brought that up, you know this gentleman out there in Pembroke named Larry Gibbs. He used to be
I saw that article you sent me.
Yeah, man. He's 6.5 years, man. They gave him because he filed a false tax return. You got a 34 count fella who walking free, but this man filed a false tax return, and they gave him 6.5 years in prison. Where's the justice at?
Hey, justice ain't fair, bro.
It ain't fair, man. Out there, we commit a crime and we going to jail. He commit a crime, he go to the White House. Oh,
well,
man.
I'm gonna switch the gears again. Here's the thing. So I told you that we had a family guest here this weekend, and then my sister-in-law and my wife. So I'm in the room looking at our show from what we did last night. They talking so loud in the patio. I said, what in the world is going on? Oh my goodness, man, they was having at it. Black women.
Okay.
Woo! So I sit there and I stood between the door on the patio and looking at them, listening to them. And come on, Ted, come on in and have a seat. I said, y'all don't want me here. Y'all know who I am. Oh boy, I put my 2 cents in it.
Hey,
And they didn't like what I said.
they didn't.
Woo! Boy,
Man,
I'm telling you,
they tried to
man,
skin you alive, huh?
first they skinned me, and then I came back, and then everything went silent. Because and they said, well, we talking too loud out here. Let's go inside. Oh my goodness, Lord help me. You know, I can irritate people, man. But what I say, and it's my truth. That's all I'm saying. It's just my truth. My truth. Ain't nobody else's truth. It's my truth.
Mhm.
So that, you know, and it's my opinion. And then some things, you know, I have facts to back it up. But man, this is gonna be a crazy 4 years, bro. You got these black women, you got these women that's, I don't know, man, what's going on. But I know one thing, they are dividing even more so. It's gonna be, I mean, we ain't seen nothing yet. We ain't seen nothing yet. And my thing is, just navigate yourself. That's all I gotta say. You better learn how to navigate yourself because, you know, you got some mad people walking around here that's unhinged. They don't even know what's gonna happen to them. They thought they did the right thing. Just wait till everything starts hitting the floor, hitting the window, because this stuff is gonna be. And you, like you said, maybe this might work, because they got a lot of resistance out there. People can do a lot of resistance, but they can only do so much resistance. A lot of that stuff gonna eke in. It's gonna work for them.
It is. But you try to minimize the damage. It's almost like when a hurricane gets ready to come, your main thing is to minimize the damage. You know it's coming, but you're gonna try to protect everything you can to keep that from tearing your house completely down. And that's what we're doing out there. We are getting ready to keep the damage and stuff to a minimum. We batten down the hatches, putting boards up around the windows. You're doing everything you can. You're putting sandbags up around the house so the water doesn't come in and flood you and stuff and everything. And then you got to get ready for that after thing coming on. That's what's going on with it. And the more you protect yourself and everything, the more you're aware of what's going on, then you're able to minimize whatever's going to happen. Because we know it's coming. You know it's coming.
Here's the thing. It's almost like we're being yo-yoed. And hear me out. It's almost like we're being yo-yoed. Because you had the first Bush, they put us in a bunch of mess. Clinton came in, cleaned it up. And some of the things he did I didn't particularly like. But he brought the budget, the balance. He got that done.
Mm-hmm.
Then you come with another Bush, and what did he do?
He blew that debt to high Jesus, and he caused a bank failure that took Obama at least 3 or 4 years and shit to clean up.
Wait a minute. Now think about it. What you just said is right. It took Obama 3 years or 4 years to clean it up, and another 4 years to try to do some work, and then they blocked him. But he still got some stuff done. Then here you come with 2016 dude, and destroyed everything.
He gave them corporations a huge tax cut, and he blew another hole in the national debt. And he getting ready to blow another hole in the national debt.
So So the thing is that what I don't know, man. It's almost like we're being yo-yoed. The American people is being yo-yoed, and they're using the government because number one, you're gonna have $5 trillion coming into the government. $5 trillion. That's a lot of money.
Mm-hmm.
And then we ain't even talking about the 10 trillion across the board of all these nations, all these states, how they get their money. So it's going to be the thing is, I don't know. I mean, people are going to have to learn how to be frugal to the max if you don't have no money, some kind of way. You're going to have, you should have some kind of collectivity of partnership with your family and your other groups of people so that you can survive. That's all I can say. I mean, because and basically stop spending money. Stop buying shit. You don't need those extra pair of shoes. You already got 20 pair already, or 100 pair. That's just my opinion. I mean, the point is that people need to stop spending money. The only way that you're going to be able to show these people, because see, the way they make their money by retail. What you purchase. You purchase a new car, you buy a new home, and all that stuff, and try to keep up with the Joneses. So I don't know. I mean, how you going to survive this mess? There's people that, they're doing fine. There's a lot of people doing fine, as long as they got their job. But we're talking about government jobs that's going to be taken away. Once you start taking those government jobs away, and that money the states are already talking about the government, the governors, these Democratic governors, they talking about not sending no federal money to the federal budget. They're going to withhold their money. No, we ain't sending that money. Because all he's going to do is, and we're just going to take care of our own state.
And it worked.
Hey, listen here.
Even
Utah,
even the threat of it could work.
But look here, it's a threat. But look here, Utah, North Dakota, well, I ain't gonna say too much Utah, but North Dakota, South Dakota, Wyoming, all these people get money from the federal government. They don't pay the federal government nothing. The little money that
they don't have enough people. They don't have enough people to do it. They got less amount of people down there have in some counties in some of these major states.
Yeah.
Their population don't even
ain't big as the city of New York.
Right. Not even the city of New York. They're smaller than that.
So they're sitting up here talking all this crap and talking all that mess, and they got all these red states, but most of those red states ain't bringing no money.
Hey man, that's now we done came up with a solution here, a fighting chance here. We done came up with some viable threats here and everything, some viable resistance we done came up with. Let these states and stuff who voted for him to, and trust me, if they afraid that they ain't gonna get no federal dollars and stuff and everything, somebody gonna sit down there and say, oh wow, what can we do to stop this? Or if nothing else, like I said, hold it back for a month or two. Don't give it to them. You're gonna shake some things up. They're gonna shake. Now, you got to consider that the state of California has a Democratic governor. The state of New York has a Democratic governor. They are the two biggest states, Democratic states. Illinois could be included into it. Pennsylvania can be included into it. He's got a Democratic governor. Michigan has a Democratic governor. Wisconsin has a Democratic governor. North Carolina is not going to have a Democratic governor. So what's stopping them from getting together and stuff? Because those those states and stuff are producing the most revenue and stuff that's going to keep the federal government open. If you got these folks and stuff who are Democratic governors and stuff, and they're able to wield their power together, create a coalition.
Well, here's
they
the
can,
thing.
they can cause some problems, man, in this government. They can cause some problems. That's that resistance that they're looking for. They can cause some problems.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. This is what they're talking now. They're talking now.
They can cause some problems. That's it. That's it. That's that resistance that we're talking about. They can cause some problems and upset some things out there. And those things and stuff and everything kind of slows that old boy and that criminal in the White House down. He slows him down because he's gonna have to figure out how he's gonna be able to to get that stuff and everything going, and he's gonna have to make threats and stuff and everything to him, and that slows him down because he can't enact his daggone plan and stuff if they start doing that, and he start throwing him off, and he's looking at other stuff because he ain't very smart. He ain't very smart. Hey man, final word. we done talked ourselves down here, man. We way over an hour. Our show, man, the shot.
Well, I'm glad you're keeping time. Look here. All I'm gonna say is be patient. In your patience, possess ye your soul. And be prayerful. That's all I can say. I mean, you know, this is a cliche, but I really believe God is in control. I don't know what's going to happen, but there are people out there. There are a lot of good people in all nationalities, all races, ethnic groups. A lot of good people, and I believe that they're going to all do the right thing. I'm sorry that a lot of people are misleading or been misinformed. Got a whole lot of misinformation, and it's sad, you know, that you know people are not that much engaged to realize what was really going on, and they don't realize what's really going on. It's not gonna hit them until it hit them, and it's gonna hit them.
Sometimes, Ted, people have to see it. You can't tell them; they got to see it.
We done seen it, bro.
And once they see it, no, they haven't. They haven't seen the wrath that old boy can put down. He done said something, but they ain't saw it. It has not happened yet.
Yeah, we seen it with Reagan. We even seen it with Nixon. We seen it with the Bushes. We seen it with Trump. And now, how many times you got to bump your head, bro?
Ted, you have to consider that we are the only ones who saw it. Anybody who was born in 1970 on up didn't see that. They didn't see that. We are older folks and stuff, Ted. That's why we saw it. And we older people. We have to realize that there are some young folks out there, Ted, that, hey man, they just getting started. And there are a whole lot of folks out there. They didn't see this stuff. We did.
They don't have a clue.
They don't have a clue because they didn't see it. We saw it. Just like we can sit there and say something about what happened in when Kennedy was elected president and stuff and everything. So most of those folks and stuff wasn't even a twinkle in their mom and daddy's eyes then. So we have to consider that we have a lot of history behind us. So we didn't know. Our thing is to explain this to them and let them see it. So while we're talking and everything, yes, we done saw it, but they haven't seen it. The ones that are out there, the ones who are out there fighting, the folks that's in their 40s and the folks that's in their 50s, they haven't seen that. We have, but they haven't. So they have to see it before they can believe it. And that's what's going to happen.
Pick up a book.
Yeah, but most of them ain't gonna do that. They're out there fighting, so they're not gonna pick up their book. They have to depend upon us to tell them. We can give them an idea of what's going on, what's happening, how this thing is repeating itself. History repeats itself.
Go to the archives and read some newspaper articles.
They're not gonna do that. They are not gonna do that. They got to see it. Anyway, my thing is, let's stay aware, people. We're gonna continue to do our thing here and stuff. We're gonna put our stuff out there, no matter what. We're gonna speak our mind and let folks know what's going on. So be aware and stuff that you're gonna see us out there. We ain't going nowhere. And man, I have to say something about my boy JT. He was a friend of mine. I don't care what happens and how screwed up in the head he was. He was a friend of mine. And man, that was shocking, Ted. That was shocking.
Oh, I didn't know y'all was that close.
Yeah, man, that was shocking, man. That just
He
shook me
always
up.
got on my nerve.
Yeah, well, he did me too. And after we had broke away from him, he did. He tried to get me to come with him and work with him on one of his publication, his media thing out there, but he just took off, man, into some real weird, wild, unbelievable stuff and everything. And he became I don't want to say poison and stuff and everything, but he just became power struck. And I felt sorry for him and everything that he had done this and stuff, and how he used people and stuff to keep himself on top and all that. But that's how he was. But man, man, he was still like he started out as my friend, man, and I can remember the things and stuff that he and I and our little group with Earl and everybody we had done, and Reverend Pastor Tim, we all were there and stuff, and man, we did a lot of stuff, man, together with him and stuff in our younger years. So I wish him well, and I wish his family and stuff, they got my prayers. So rest in peace, JT.
Well, in the meantime, enjoy your birthday party, bruh.
I'm gonna enjoy it real well, man. I don't know what my wife got planned, but I thought it was just me and her. But I think some other folks are gonna be coming to help celebrate my birthday, and I don't know who's coming, who's gonna be there, but I guess it's gonna be not a real big thing, but it's gonna be some family members and stuff who are there. So I'm gonna be humble and stuff and everything for the rest of the day. Thanks, brother. Talk to you later, people. Bye-bye.